What's up, Rockstars? As you can see, I have Harakiri Blades of Honor right here. This is final production plastic minis. I'm so excited to look at this. I am pumped, so let's get to it. Now, I'm going to open this up here real soon, but just as an FYI, on 6/9/2023, that is the final day that you can save and get the lower Kickstarter prices of this game and the Pledge Manager. It then closes, I believe, on 7/7, but the price will increase to reflect modern times and the fact that you won't be out money nearly as long as everybody else. It's only fair, I suppose. No back on this. Again, it's not a final production box or anything, but the art, as you can see, is just stellar. Look at this dude. Now, that is one ugly dude. So, very, very cool art. For sure. Really digging that. All right, let's go ahead and tip this down and open her up. It looks like it's pretty much started from... Oh, yeah, look at that. Look, I don't even need a blade. I don't need it. I'll be just fine like this. Making a mess. There we are. There we go. Okay. All right. There we are. Oh, I'm excited. I don't know actually what all is in here. I just know I'm excited to see it. Whatever it is. I believe there's some minis in here, though. It is pretty light. Okay. We got styrofoam. Let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. So, no, we got actually some stuff here. Look at this. We got Tengu. And again, my understanding is this is pretty much production stuff. I know they've been working a lot on this to get this all ready for mass production where they're sending it off to everybody here soon. So that's exciting. Let's see, let's actually zoom in a little bit here. There we go, that's better. Okay, so we got the Tengu here, and I must say, I really like this version of Tengu. One of the things I like is just how, muscular he is, right? You see them a lot, and normally they have a much more exaggerated nose. This isn't that big of an exaggerated nose, but they still have the red, they still have the long nose, but these guys have, fangs, and look a lot like samurai people. I don't see any wings or anything like that. And then we have the Akaname with the nasty freaking tongue thing. No, thank you. Most of this looks pretty similar. This, to me, maybe feels slightly dark. I may have liked it a bit lighter, but it depends on what kind of look they're going for here. These are very easily seen, so that's good. That's good here. Yep, same here. All those show up quite well. We got a whole lot of symbols and colors and stuff here. I don't necessarily remember this. It's been a while since I've played. I do remember all of this stuff, though. All right, so we got that one. Looks like we have two different copies. Are they the same thing? That is the question. Oh, one's in English, one's not. Okay, so this is the English one. Not that it matters too much. They're named the same, so that is fine by me. Probably have two of everything then. Yes, so let's get the Spanish version away because I cannot read that. Though most of the world can, or at least a pretty good majority of it can, but I can't. Okay, so here we have the Daimyo, and again, really big here. Again, a little dark on the image, in my opinion, but it, again, just depends on kind of, I guess, the look they're going for there. I really like the lighting on him, though, like the shine on the metal here. That looks legit. That's really cool. You can see where you put two cards here. And those symbols look good. All this is easily readable or legible, however you want to word it. Good spacing on the different symbols. The color on the dice looks good. And then we have a Tesso, or otherwise known as Splinter. And again, all that looks good. A lot of stuff here. Really did. Ninjutsu, yes. Awesome. Okay, dig that. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we got a sample of the dual layer board. This is your player board that you would have. So let me go ahead, pop that out here. So here's Tomo, for instance. And she's got some different stuff here. This looks great. This looks really, really good. Really good. I don't really see a difference in that. It looks like it's just whichever. This looks beautiful. And look at this. Love this. I think the numbers look super cool. I really dig those numbers. Those look awesome. Those look great. This is a good sampling. I like this. Okay. The dual layer is pretty good. I do notice a little bit of offset. This is a very common thing I see, and I don't know exactly what causes it, because obviously it's pretty clean cut here and everything. Like the glue job's good, but the image underneath, as you can see, is kind of in the upper right corner a little bit. It's not quite centered, and I see this happen a lot. And I think it's probably affecting perhaps this here as well. See a little bit of white there and there. The thickness of the board itself, very good, very firm too. There's not a lot of squish. So a lot of times when you push on this, you really feel some give, and that just means there's a lot of air there. I still feel that. I mean, it's always like that, except for there's a few out there that will feel like wood almost. This is definitely cardboard, but it's very firm, which is good. A little bendy, but not too bad. And the thickness looks great. Smooth all the way across here. That looks great. On the back, get that nice, beautiful image. I love that. That looks pretty. That's awesome. I dig that. And that, I don't know if you noticed, but this sticks in there pretty good. It's probably because of the shape of the corners and the fact that all four corners are like that. But yeah, all the lettering here looks great. The symbols here look awesome. Love these printed on there. Definitely has a good feel to it, I think. Looks awesome. Okay. And then we have a game board tile front and back here. Slightly bent, though again this was packaged differently than normal as well, but I would say probably a little bent, just a smidge. So they have what they do here is you can actually go through the same area at night and day and things will be different, which was kind of cool. Like I remember this tile specifically and some of the cool things you had to do there, which was neat. I like the grid lines like these. These boxes are pretty, I mean, it definitely game board ish like that, right? To kind of make it obvious, okay, this is the tree, you can't go there or whatever, is the idea, right? It's just there to show like blocking paths and stuff like that. It is very, very obvious, and that's just to help with gameplay. I will take visual sacrifice for gameplay any day. Play the game good, and then obviously it can look good while doing that. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit again. Okay, we're going to come back over here. Really thick. Oh, this is good. If this is in the, like if they use this anywhere in the final one, that's going to be awesome. That is great. Really, really good. All right, we got the Dust Games miniature box. So this is definitely going to be minis here. Try and take this out. Oh, geez. It's a... Whoa. All right. We're going to do minis last, though. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this other stuff here. Looks like we've got some cards. We've got some dice. This is a nice little sampling. Ah, metal tokens. Okay. All right. I'm excited. Let's take a look. Oh, this is good freaking styrofoam stuff going on there. Not styrofoam. I don't know what that is. Okay. Let's open this bad boy. Look at the color. Just before I even open it, that looks great. Looks really, really good. A lot of sawdust on there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's definitely there. All right. Open her up. Woo, looking good. Okay, so here is the map. I'm going to put it right side up. There we go, just like that. Okay, so it's not wanting to quite sit flat. It's popping up here. As you can see, this slides in underneath just fine. I imagine you can kind of work on it to, hyperextend it a little bit to flatten it up. That actually already helped a little bit, so that's good. Probably same here, like that. Well, that's already a lot better, at least. So oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, cool. All right. So let's see here. Love, again, the roads and all that, the paved versus not paved, all that comes out really good. So easy gameplay there. Really obvious symbols. I think this has been enhanced since the last time I played. This definitely really shows up strongly. I guess the biggest test for contrast is this one up here, because these like little like shrines that you have for the different gods are in a different color, right? It has a white background, and then this is in the snow. I can read that fine though. I think that looks good, so I am okay with that. This all looks great. Love the color on it. Love the texture. Just the whole thing looks cool. Really do dig that. That looks awesome. Obviously it's a little abstracted, and you know that's not a whole city there, but it looks fine. Like it works, and I really dig that. Yeah, super cool. Okay, let's go and look at the other side. This is a side I'm not sure I have ever seen. At least not in my game of it. The prototype. That is awesome. Love the lighting effects that they have. They really have strong OSL on there, or object source lighting, that makes it just look really nice. You can tell exactly what's casting the light. I appreciate the shadows. I just think that also really adds to it. That's super nice. I don't know if they did this or not. What a lot of companies do, especially to get like shadows and stuff like that, the different angles, is they'll actually make the like level in 3D, like and as if it was like a video game, and then do a top down, and then essentially take a picture of that, because you can put a light there and have it cast light and do all this stuff, and then obviously have it, you know, drawn and painted or whatever. But it gives the look of it a little bit of a CGI look, which I kind of feel is here. And it's obviously on a computer. Anyway, that's something I've seen done, and it's really cool. One thing I am noticing, probably my only nitpick here, is the little bit of fuzziness on some of the walls. So like, you see how crisp all of this is? And then if you look right there, let me zoom in a little bit. This is me being super nitpicky, of course, but as you can see, I think it's a little fuzzy right on this wall here. So just personal opinion there. I would have liked to see it a little bit crisper like everything else. And you can see that fuzziness almost just on the edges, right? So it's just kind of like right here on this door here. Maybe not so much, because this looks pretty crisp. Maybe it's just this little outside wall area here. I'm not sure. Anyway, looks great though. Like seriously, looks awesome. I dig that. Okay. I am glad, by the way. Look at this. So this is really in shadow, but you can see there's a little bit of something there, and so they're like, nope, blocking it out. This is where that comes in handy. It can be a dark corner, but you can still know you can't go and stand there. There is something there, even if it's dark and in shadow. All right, so that's that. Let's look at some of these cards. And then we're going to look at some dice, some metal tokens, and some minis. Zoom in a lot on this one. This one I probably will need this. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right. There's that. Once again, reminding you that the time to save is coming up just a week after posting this. So if you were on the fence, if you're worth going to get in it, there's a link down in the description below, of course. Doesn't affect me either way. I don't get commission or nothing like that. It's just a friendly reminder. So if you are going to get it, you may as well save. I'd want you guys to spend less money. So these are some of the like god cards that you can have. Looking great. Love the edge-to-edge art. That looks awesome. Really do dig that. This is some of the items. You can see on the back they have items here, and then it looks like, I believe, like a, I don't know exactly what this is. Maybe I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like it's items too. But let's go and look at this. So you got your celestial armor. Again, all of this looks good. The art looks nice. Symbols easily read. Like the color down here of like, oh, you have to be a monk to be able to wear this. And the instructions there look very easy to read. Got some English and Spanish versions when necessary. Not all of them have text, obviously. Looks like I got 2 copies anyway, but some of... Oh, okay, no, because the bottom there, the monk and samurai change as well. That makes sense. Yeah, looks good, though. I dig it. These symbols and all that, they kind of matter. Depends on if you're essentially doing a fast attack or not. That looks good. Dig that, dig that. Okay, look at these over here. Same thing, love the color. Really do appreciate that. Looks awesome. Tengu's feather cape. Okay. That's where they get the feathers, huh? Get the little mask. It's like a Demon Slayer, right? Looks cool. Dig it. Looks awesome. All right, let's go ahead and look at some dice. Boop. This is reminiscent of the Ziploc bags they're having, which it might not be. That might not be something they want me to look at, but I pay attention to stuff, I guess. This is really thick. It doesn't have a hole to let air out, but it is a very thick bag. Like, this is robust. You're not going to tear that opening it up. I must say, this is one of the best green dye I've ever seen. That green, black, and white look absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, so let's start with just black. Okay. Oh, the black on the green, looking great, looking awesome. I dig that. Then we got white. We got several white. They're all the same symbol. And then we have a red one as well, also looking great. That just looks really, really cool. And we have the blank side here. You will see a little bit of scuff mark, and that is because of, I mean, really just is the process. So this comes on a sprue just like any other plastic bit, and then they cut it off, and there's a little bit of nib there. They coat it and all this, and then they tumble it around. And like this tumbler, right, that just tumbles and tumbles and tumbles. And what it does is polishes it. But you will see slight imperfections in the shine and stuff like that from the sculpt. These are like Chiswick's dice, so they will roll a lot. You see how curved the edges are here? That's what that is. It also means they are not like gambling appropriate. They're not perfect in their probability, or they would have completely straight, flush, sharp pointed, 90-degree angle, completely accurate, even randomly. This will add a little bit of variance, right? That little thing there. But it also means it rolls really good and people really enjoy it. It's much more fun to roll those. Okay, so that's the black. Let's look at this kind of gray, because I always thought this was interesting, because to me it kind of looks ugly. Like the color, like it just looks like milky. It's a very interesting color. I don't even know, what would you call this color? The dye itself. The bright red in there looks fantastic. It looks like it is the same red. It just looks a little bit brighter when it's surrounded by brightness. The shurikens and stuff look cool. It is, so this is kind of interesting. So like there's 3, there's 5, there's 6, there's 4, but it's not exactly like that versus that. It's not quite as instant to me what the difference is. I do appreciate the theme. I really do. It just, like, that versus that, to me, it looks really close. For the coloration, they have a little hole in the middle of that, and that shows up really, really good. They also have these, like, shine points on the blade, and those were also not colored in. So this is a very good coloration. They did a really good job painting that in. All right, let's look at some of these colored dice now, too. These just look great. Let's look at an orange one. That is a very dark orange. I actually really like that. It means that everything will show up well, especially the white. If you get too light, then the white won't show up quite as well. Love the little dragon guy here. That just looks awesome. Really do dig that. Looks cool. Looks like all the symbols are the same. It looks like sometimes they do white, sometimes they do black and white. I don't know. I don't remember what the difference is. The white, you can see in this purple one, is a little translucent here in these deeper wells. It may have needed another coat, perhaps, in my opinion. There's a little bit on the outside here. I'm being super nitpicky, of course. A little bit of white right there as well. The black looks stellar. The black, I think, always kind of colors in. And the white, everywhere else has looked great. In fact, even this one does. It's just this one looks a little thin there. So that's the only one I've seen like that. We'll look at the red. This is a great looking red. It's like a sports car red by the looks of it to me. Black looks good. Again, look at that little star there. That's really, really good painting. White looks great. Again, a little bit less right there. It's funny how like one of them is like that. Yeah, again, it looks perfect. This is like a picture. That's great looking dice. Really, really good. And this green, just, I love this green. I will say, however, that the black in this green is probably the worst I've seen in this batch, because the others are so good. Same with the white here. So they got on the corner of the triangle a little bit there. That one looks better. Triangle there looks fine. Looks fine. Yeah, all the rest look okay. And then this black, again, kind of needed... It almost looks like it wasn't quite cleaned out well enough. So it like went on these little ridges, and those ridges, then little tiny dust particles or something like that, are creating like some light that's reflecting a little bit. Either way, it looks great, especially on the table. Like I'm nitpicking super up close. These look fantastic. Really do dig these. Okay. Metal. Let's take a look. I'm really excited for this. These feel great, even in the bag like this. Oh, do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Oh, man. All right. Look at this. Pretty, huh? That is nice looking. Really, really great. I love the fact that they still put the number there, just so you know, right? But it's not really like detracting from anything. It still looks great. It's only on one side, which is kind of neat as well. So you can hide them if you don't want to see that. The ridge around, really, really good. The seam is obviously noticeable. It'll always be noticeable. In fact, when they color it like this, it'll be even more noticeable than it would otherwise. So there is a little bit of a seam there right from the mold that they cast this in. But it looks great. It really does. The detail in here looks good. I love the dry brush and the wash. All that looks good. It's not like coming off of my fingers or anything like that. Obviously a good sign. Okay. Then we have this one here. Again, that's looking great. Look, I love the fact that this is not clean. Like it's still like this kind of brushed on look to it. In fact, you can see the lines in it from the brush. These waves look awesome. Really, really dig the waves. Like that just looks cool. Yep, looks great. I'm digging it. By the way, you can kind of feel, like if you do this, you can feel that ridge. But if you do this, you don't really feel it. It doesn't have any like part where the runner is or anything like that. Like it looks good. This probably the most contrast of all of them because it's a kind of a brighter metal, and then they have this really almost a greenish looking kind of hue to it. And again, looks awesome. Again, one side will have the number on it, the other side does not. So if you don't like that, boom. Looks, I love this so much, guys. This is awesome. These are great. Now, the one thing I will say, and this is just a personal tidbit, nothing to do with an unboxing, is a lot of times if you have people that fidget a lot, you're going to hear this throughout the whole game. Just like constantly clinging or they're going to be moving. People love doing that stuff, man. I'm just saying. So if that bothers you, or if you game with someone that constantly fidgets, know that going into it. When you get metal tokens, stuff like that, it's going to sound. But enough of that. Minis. And let's dive in. Super stoked for this. Again, I only had these kind of resin prints before, so I am excited. Let's see what we got here. Lots of tissue. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and open all this, get it ready, and then we'll kind of touch base. Boom! All right, yep, that's right. Starting out with the big one. Why not, I say? This is obviously a lot nicer than the resin. The resin had a thicker like primer on it, but also it's just really, really brittle. This is super sturdy, super nice, as you can see. Nice and giving and forgiving and a board game piece, and I appreciate it. Looks cool. So, few things I like. I like that he's facing down so that he's like looking at your player when you're over here. We'll get a player here to kind of compare. Love the faces and the hair and stuff like that. All that looks cool. Looks like these faces right here are perhaps like, so this one kind of a thicker face, no mouth. That one's got a mouth, no mouth. And then these look a little kind of skinny to me. If you're looking at that right there, look like it was kind of flattened perhaps a little bit. That one looks great as well. So it's really just these two here. And in fact, this one lost most of its luster. If it ends up being that way and you get it and you're painting it, blood is your friend. The chains here look great. Love the holes here. That's very nice. The detail here, quite good. I like that. For the chain here, you see it was not hollowed out here and here, kind of extended out a little bit. And then filled in here as well. Overall, this looks really, really good. And in fact, from this angle, it looks great. You will be seeing him from here, and from here, that does look a little kind of a bit of a bummer. I would have liked to see an indentation, if nothing else, like this right here. The texture on the skin here, like on the neck, looks great. The assembling on the mouth looks good. Tongue looks awesome. Love the forked tongue. All the face looks good. All the teeth look great. Teeth look really, really good. The eyes look good. These horns with the spikes look awesome. Love this little skull here. The texture on the blade looks great. It's all over the armor as well too. These chains look fantastic. These look really good. I really like these. There's a little bit of a mold line right across here in the front. It's pretty well hidden. It's not too bad. Same with right here. Not too bad. Same with right there. It kind of goes up and then up that way. Underneath the arm, all of this looks good. All the wrapping looks great. The thickness of the armor looks fine. All the fingers, nicely sculpted. The wrapping looks great. Looks really, really nice. This looks a little bent to me, this right here. Though it could purposely be like that. It is just kind of forged metal. Additionally, this was obviously stored differently than how you'll get it, so I'm not exactly sure how that'll end up there too. This also looks slightly bent, but I believe that's on purpose. There's a little bit of a runner mark here where the plastic injection entered. Otherwise, this is actually ABS. That's why it makes that sound. You'll notice it's a little bit shinier than the stuff here, and that's exactly what's going on there. It's just ABS, and ABS will have these more prompt runners, but they clean up really good because it's a hard plastic. It's a much harder plastic. Let's see. Seam here looks great. This right here looks great. I'm glad it wasn't like extended out. All the fabric stuff looks good. Again, skin on here looks good. The base that he's on looks awesome. All this stuff looks really, really good. Love the texture on the armor bits and the cloth bits and all that stuff. Yeah, overall, very, very cool. The assembly here looks good as well. This is nice. Look how separated all these pieces are. Actually, none of it is extended into the body or anything like that. Very, very cool. I like them. Like them a lot. So we're going to place him back. Oh, no, we wanted to see a character. So let's go in and find a human-looking person like this guy here. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. He's looking directly at this guy. So if you come look at it from this angle, you can kind of see exactly what that looks like, right? So when you're there, he's looking right at you when you're fighting. And that's fun. That's what I like. I like seeing that. I really do. Okay. So we got that. Go and take a look at this guy. Again, sculpted base looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. Really good. Let me kind of show that a little bit closer to you. Look at the texture on this base. Fantastic. Looks really, really good. This also good. I love the ridge along here. That looks nice. Like how this wasn't extended out. That looks good. All of this looks really, really nice. The face underneath looks good. The brim of the hat looks nice. Top of the hat looks good. Dig all the different textures. This turned out really, really good, and I love the gap there. That looks nice. Rope here looks great. Tassels look good. Fingers are sculpted nicely. A little bit of a min hand, but that's fine. Still looks good. Wrappings here look good. There is a little bit of a mold line here. It's pretty minimal. I think they did a good job on that. Same with the separation here. All that looks good. Yeah, it's a solid looking mini. Now, before we move on, I did want to show you, I got some of these bad boys. That's right, Sundrop. Look at this. Okay, so a few fun little tidbits here. First of all, I think they did a great job on the dry brush. I think that looks great. They did a really good job making all the details show up like in a really, really good way. The faces, for instance, seeing the wrapping on the faces here looks awesome. I really, really dig that. That looks great. All the different fabrics and stuff like that look good. Looks like they didn't let it pool anywhere where it didn't really need to pool. All that looks good. But look at the pooling here. Love that. I actually find that awesome looking. Like it adds a lot of color to it. It's definitely a colored, right? It's like this kind of brownish green that they put it in. That, whoop, they're robust. That looks good. I dig it. Yeah, it looks awesome. All right, let's go and do another one of that. Here's Splinter. Okay, so he's got his little stick here. This stick, by the way, turned out really good. Like, I'm really digging that. The smooth cloak and all that looks good. It's perhaps pulled a little bit too much right here, I would say. I think it's a little too dark there. Otherwise, though, love the symbol. That turned out good. Tail looks good. Face looks good. I dig that. Definitely a little bit brighter here than here. Maybe a little bit too dark there. But really good lines here in the cloak and around the foot. And I love the sand garden thing going on here. Planks look good as well. The whole base looks awesome. So I really do dig that. It looks awesome. Here's another one that is not washed yet. Maybe they're still working on that. I'm not quite sure why they decided some are, some aren't. The basing, fantastic. So there is a little bit of a runner here. That's because these bases, by the looks of it, by the way, they do have the Synergic games on there, is ABS. It's nice and shiny plastic. And in fact, the minis as well look like it's an ABS PVC mix. So because you can see they are slightly shiny. Pure PVC will be pretty matte typically. Though again, there's a wide range within each group there. The hand again is a mitten hand, but the fingers are all detailed. The face looks awesome on this one. The cloak is super cool. Love the big blade. The like style of this blade here, by the way, looks great. And again, nice and straight, nice and robust. Really digging that. All right, we got a Tengu here. Take a look at him. Does have the wings. Looking awesome. Muscular. Intimidating. I like that. Look at the wings on that. Looks awesome. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And again, these blades, not too thick. About what I would expect, to be honest. So you can get skinnier, but this is a compromise between how skinny is it versus how visible is it versus how robust is it. Right, and you're kind of mixing all of that in. Little tiny ropes around the feet, great. Sculpted base looks great. Using it for dynamic pose looks great. All the different gaps and stuff like that. Multi-part piece, fantastic mini. Looks super cool. Okay, we got Goku here. No, we have the monkey with the pole, as everybody knows from the famous story. I don't know if they didn't include like any, I think the pig and stuff like that, but either way, very, very cool to see. Was it Wukong? Love the texture on the armor. That's awesome. Love the pole that he's standing on the pole. That I dig that. And again, that pooling there, I do really like. Right here's one of the bad guys you can fight. Again, these blades are great. Love the gap right here, right? Love that that's not filled in. Same here, that looks great. The assembly here actually ended up really good, I feel. And again, even the separation of the blades here. Awesome to see. I'm digging it. Okay, another enemy here. Again with the mitten hand. Did they use E-Star? This might be E-Star. It might be E-Star minis. E-Star really struggles with fingers, so they'll always cup the hands. But that being said, they are all sculpted. Looks nice there. There's a little bit of a ridge around here. Could be trimmed up maybe perhaps a little bit. Horns turned out great. Face turned out good. Love the different, the hair here. There's a little bit of a line here. It's not too bad, but that's definitely noticeable. And again, all this kind of mass-produced Sundrop stuff does this. Again, basing looks awesome. Armor is always great, but really like just the various poses you're getting here. And the fact that this guy has a gun, super cool. Dig that. All right, here's another one here. Fantastic mini. Love the monkey. He's so awesome. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, all the different blades. The 3 blades look cool. Really do dig that. Or the 2. So you see she took this one out. Still has this one. One should be longer than the other. Love the tie around the hair and how that's differently sculpted than the hair. The bangs are super interesting. Face is cool. Yeah. Again, these ropes turn out awesome. Really like all these different ties. Look at that knot there, guys. That looks great. Looks awesome. Check out this guy. This monk, dude. Look at him levitating here. Love it. Looks super cool. Resting his hands on there. Does have a separate finger. I dig that. I dig that. That's nice. Same here. He's kind of bunched up his fingers, which I appreciate. Perhaps a little too shadowed in there. That could have been dabbed out a little bit, right? Same with here. So he's got all these different hands doing these different symbols. Again, perhaps a little too shaded there. But overall, very, very cool. Love this kind of like rock-looking armor-like skin stuff going on. Just neat. Okay, one more for this top row. And again, this is one that doesn't have the wash. Fantastic base, I can tell you that much. Good connection. Really do dig that. The assembly here looks great. So again, another piece here. Love the like body that's there. The tongue mouth thing coming out is disgusting as always. The face looks great. The hand holding the rock looking thing looks good from the back. It gets a little muddy here, but not too bad. But look at that. Splayed fingers, guys. We got a hand open. Love it. Looks great too. Did a good job. I dig it. All right, so I think I do have more minis. I just have to unearth them. It's going to be a little messy, but that's all right. That's okay. It happens. It happens. All right. It looks like I have a whole nother layer to worry about. So we will kind of take a look at what's in here. All right, guys, I'm excited because my favorite mini, the one I saw that I was like, what is that, is here. That's right. We got this bad boy. Now, he does come on a little stand here. I'm going to slot him right in there. Looks great. Oh, my goodness. So I'm probably going to take him out. Obviously, you'd probably want to like glue him in there, but that's kind of how he's going to look off the board, right? But let's take that out for now. And, oh, by the way, this looks great. There are no bubbles in the stem, which is always a bummer when that happens. Take a look at this guy. Love it. So this guy up here is like controlling this guy. He's got his horns wrapped in these chains. But look at this face. You know how many people are going to paint this and have it look incredible? Look at like the severed head portion of it. Just freaking nasty. All the ends of the hair look great. The ears look fantastic. Love the ears. Those are super cool. Again, the eyes look good. Mouth looks good. It's all sculpted in there. Looks great there. These chains, there's a little bit of a mold line here. Very minimal notice on the horns. The little center eye there looks cool. The texture around the face, like, and the mouth here open up like that, looks just awesome. This guy here, a little bit more plain, obviously. He's not the main attraction, obviously. It's this whole head. But just all this texture on the skin, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's not smooth. The entire head has these little tiny dimples and creases and faint lines and small texture. That's me just rubbing the head. Yeah, these cracks and stuff here, all of it just looks so cool. I dig it. Looks awesome. He's holding the chains in a really legit way too. I really do dig that. What a cool freaking mini. Oh my goodness. I love it. All right, we got a few of the ones that you've seen before, obviously. If you can tell the difference between this and the resin, do let me know, because I can't really. It looks the same to me. The base, nice and flat. I do dig that. Obviously nice and sculpted as well. Another one of the main characters you can play. I always liked this one because he's holding his like sheath, so it looks like he just like whipped his sword out. It's like it was there and he just grabbed it. Now it is a backward stance of holding the sword, which is kind of interesting. Love the billow here though, and the push forward. Love that he's like on a roof. I really do that. I think that's fitting. Face looks great. Again, this is final production, and this mini looks great. All the texture looks good. The thickness of everything looks good. Really, really do dig this mini. That's a great one. Okay, let's see. We also got this guy here looking freaking stellar. That's for sure. Look at that horse. The majestic freaking horse. All this looks good. None of it looks too thick or anything. There's a little bit of a pore spout there. The horse itself, all of the muscle tone and stuff looks cool. There's not a hard line between the hooves and the skin. It's a little bit softer, perhaps. These tassels are solid tassels. There's no texture on them. Tiny bit of a mold line you can see there. This like weapon he has, barely connected there. Looks fine in my opinion. It does look like it bends a little bit, perhaps. I think it should probably be like that. I'm not sure exactly why it was bent the way it is, but you can bend it back. Hot water treatment will work fine on that. The tail looks good. I dig that, except again right here it's completely flat. Like this is supposed to be against it, I guess, but that's kind of bent. So it should, I feel like, be like that. But as you can see, no texture there. It would have been nice to have this texture over there as well. Assembly on it's actually quite good. I really dig that. All of the armor kind of texture looks great. The hair, again, kind of a faint starting line there, but that's all right. And perhaps a little bit too straight of a drop there. Eyes look good on the horse, mouth, nostril, all that looks good. Very cool dynamic pose. And again, using that sculpted base to their advantage there. Looks awesome. Okay, we got a big old guy here. Love it. This is perhaps a little thick. Looks slightly thick to me, right? Perhaps a little too much. But otherwise, he's a pretty straightforward kind of mini. I like the little gold things that we got here. His feet are disgusting, like really gross. Whole textured base is super cool. The assembly in the arm, this will actually look just fine. Once it's primed and painted, you won't even notice. You can see a little bit of the frogness, right? Obviously his face. Get it a little bit closer up there. You can kind of see his face there. Same kind of thing, right? Definitely frog face. And then on the back, you got these little dots. But otherwise, he looks kind of like a sumo guy. Ears look great. Hair super great. The fingers turned out really, really good. They did a good job on that. Yeah, very happy with this. This guy's awesome. I dig him. All right. Take a look at this guy. Freaking love it. One of my favorite minis from this. Definitely. Holding the head here. The severed heads look disgusting. Look awesome. You can tell they're just like other demons that he's holding. Love the strap. That looks great. Texture on the armor. Fantastic. Base looks cool. Armor here looks cool with the little embroidery work. The spikes on him look great. The armor pads look cool. His face looks awesome. This entire mini is just great, guys. Really, really good. The assembly's good. The mini's looking good. ABS, hollowed out. Really, really nice. And look at that. They even colored the bottom of this. Really appreciate that. Just looks great. Not really any mold lines to see. Guys, look at that. Look at the stitching there. Whew, that is good. Look at that. A little bit of a pour spout right there. Looking great. Looking awesome. I love that guy. He's awesome. Okay, we got one more mini to look at. And here they are in all their glory. Again, great sculpted base. Really solid billowing. You can see the hollowed out there. But otherwise, it's solid fabric. That looks awesome. The wings, the two different kinds of wings. Looking sweet. Sweet looking weapon. His face looks awesome. He's clenching his fists. He's angry. Muscles are super detailed. Love this kind of horn thing going on there. Just, again, a cool, cool mini. Guys, that's it. That is all of them. If you liked what you saw and you were interested in the game, I do have a review of the prototype. You can take a look at that. I'll link down that below, as well as a link to the Pledge Manager. Again, if you are going to buy it, now's the time. Within a week of posting this, it will increase in price. It's still probably worth it, I'm sure, but may as well save some money while you can. So that's it. That's everything. That's all the cards and the cool metal, coins and all that stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned for more unboxings, more reviews, more news. The Tenaris Adventure review is coming up. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Bye, guys.